I'm here at the, say it for me again, Pebeo with Tristina, and she's going to show us this really cool thing I just saw. Okay, take it away.
Hi everybody, I'm Tristina DeitzArt. I'm an artist and designer, and I also work with Pebeo. My studio is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm going to share with you some of the liquid oil paints in Pebeo's mixed media line that work well with all different kinds of mixed media paints. And that's why I love them so much. They're so much fun. So what we have is 4 different types of liquid oil paints. Pebeo makes a liquid art panel that you see here, which is perfect for beginners. It has an 1/8-inch lip, and it lets you pour your liquid paints into the panel and keeps it nice and neat. In this panel, we have 4 different types of liquid oil paint. The first liquid oil paint is called Betrayal. Betrayal is a stained glass effect paint. This is a transparent paint, so you can see here it almost looks black in the bottom of the jar. This is actually a bright red color. The thing is, it's very concentrated, and I have another canvas here. These paints are oil-based and they want a sealed surface to work on. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this on the canvas. What you're going to see here is it looks super dark, almost black when it's poured or when it's thick. However, when we use a brush or a palette knife and we thin it out, then we get that brilliant red color. Now, that's great when you're working on brushing it on a mixed media piece or using your palette knife to spread it on a mixed media piece. But if you're going to pour it in a panel, it's going to come out very dark, like this amount over here. So, and this over here is the same color, but we've lightened it for pouring. So Pebeo has something called lightening medium, also in the Betrayal line, and it's the base to the Betrayal paint with no pigment in it. So this Betrayal lightning medium is used in an empty bottle. Pebeo sells sets of empty bottles. You can take this empty bottle, put the lightning medium in it. I put about 80% lightning medium and about 20% of my Betrayal color. And then that gives me a mix or a blend that is lighter. So now if I take this lightened red and I pour it, you can actually see the red in the poured version instead of what looks almost black in this poured version.
Wow.
Right? Wow.
Wow.
It really makes a difference there. So if you're doing a poured application, it's essential that you have the lightning medium to go with that. By the way, these paints will work on any non-porous surface. So this is a primed panel from Pebeo. This is a gessoed canvas, and I can also put it on metal, glass, and acrylic. So that opens it up to many different surfaces that you can work on. Now, I do often get students that say, well, can I use it on wood? Can I use it on this? Can I use it on that? And the answer is yes, you can. Just make sure that you seal the surface first. So I do a lot of work on paper, and I seal the surface first with either acrylic paint or acrylic medium, and then I use these paints on top of that.
Can you seal the surface with would a gesso do that or no?
Yes, gesso is an acrylic product, so gesso you can use as well to seal the surface.
Okay.
Or any acrylic paint.
Okay, because all of us have gesso in our stash.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's good. All right.
Sometimes in many colors.
Yes.
Right?
Black. Yep.
Now, also in the Betrayal line is something called Opale. Opale is a semi-opaque version of the thin Betrayal paint. So,
is it 5? That might be our cue that we only have an hour left today.
So what I do is I do a lot of collage work. And on top of that collage, sometimes I want to have part of that collage pushed into the background. Instead of putting the transparent over top of it, I use the Opale over top of it. Right now, the Opale, when it's poured, looks opaque. but when I spread it, you can see underneath it.
Oh, look at that.
For
Yep.
my mixed media applications where I'm putting this on top of collage, I love to use the Opale to push that back.
Oh, that's awesome. How many colors does that one come in?
The Betrayal comes in, I believe, 28 colors.
Okay, so there's
like
a
that.
really nice variety.
Right. There's a great variety. And not only is it the transparent and then the Opale version of those paints, there's also pearlescent.
Ooh.
So this is pearl color, and then there's a gold and a silver. So you can mix these effects into your other paints in order to get, for instance, this mixed together, the pearl and the transparent red gives you a really beautiful, swirly, pearly red.
Oh,
so
nice.
with the Betrayal paints, each one is a solid color or a single color. So you can also put those in an empty jar and mix your own colors right in the empty jars. The next paint that I want to show you that's also liquid oil is called ceramic.
Join David Gilbert for his session, Being Successful in the Textile Crafts Market in Germany.
This is live, guys, so it's unedited. Sorry.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You're hearing it all like you're here. Okay.
So, the thinnest paint was the Betrayal. Now, the thickest paint in the mixed media oil paint line is ceramic. I adore ceramic because the ceramic is super opaque. So where the Opale of the Betrayal, you can still see through it, you're not going to see through this at all. And when it dries, it looks like enamel.
Okay, so it's not called ceramic because you only use it on ceramic.
That's right.
It's because of what what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, this ceramic was actually designed to use on ceramic.
But you can use it on anything. Okay, okay.
Because of the properties, it's part of this oil paint group, you're able to use it on other non-porous surfaces.
Very cool.
This paint line is about 30 years old. But it was originally designed just to use on ceramic until crazy mixed media artists like you and me got a hold of it.
We corrupted it.
We did. So now we use it for all kinds of stuff. Now, let me show you this. This is ceramic white. Oh my gosh. If you need a super, super white, you want to use ceramic white. This is just the white to your black, right?
Yeah.
Now you'll notice that there's the oil film on top.
Yeah, look at
and
that.
And the white pigment is underneath.
Do you mix it?
I'm going to use a stick. And I'm going to mix it. So when you open these paints, you need to look at them and see if there's separation there, and you can just
Is there a
use
benefit to mixing it over shaking it? Could you shake the bottle or not? That's not...
Well, the Pebeo chemists want you to mix it.
Okay, gotcha.
So
and
it depends on viscosity of the paint, whether it's more thick, like the ceramic is more thick. So you'll have a better mix if you mix it with a stick first. Now, once it's already mixed with the stick, I can go ahead and mix it like this by hand.
Okay.
Okay?
Good to know.
I had to get that oil blended in there.
I have live questions coming in, so there you go.
So, super white.
Yeah, it is.
That's a hard color to find.
And look, it's not even being affected by the other colors that are already down.
No, it's super opaque and super white, and I love this color. Oh my gosh. Now, you can use a brush or palette knife, and you can blend these colors together. They're single colors, so they will color mix. And that's important to know when you're putting them next to each other, that they're going to have a potential issue from a color mixing standpoint. That's what the single colors. Now, if I wanted to get a kind of a purple color, I could put this pink or red and blue together in one of these mixing cups and custom mix my own purple color or violet color.
So you need to pay attention to your warms and your cools so you don't get that muddy look?
That's correct.
Okay.
With the solid colors. So the Betrayal paint that I showed you before, solid colors. So you can mix these colors and get custom colors together. The same is true of the ceramic. You can mix them together and get your own custom colors. Now, I know some of you, and I do too, do acrylic pours. So, one of the tricks, if you haven't figured this out yet, with acrylic pours is that you need your white in order to have the cells pop.
Oh, good to know.
There's something in that titanium white, or that bright white pigment, that's going to start to create cell growth. So even in this little bit that I've done here, I'm beginning to get some ribbons and some little pops, and that's because of the white that's in there. You can't see a lot of it right now.
Not
There's
yet.
a little bit
It's
here.
still developing.
There's a little ribbon and a little ribbon with a little few pops there, right? So, but that's a trick also with the acrylic pours. With this being the oil pour. Now I'm going to show you next two reactive paints. These are both solid color paints. The reactive paints are Moon and Prism. Let me find a nice color Prism.
Pretty.
Moon and Prism. So the Moon gives you a hammered or a cratered look, and the Prism gives you a honeycomb or a snakeskin look. Yes.
Is that this is a prism, right?
This is Prism.
So I have this in front of me. So right
There you
there,
go.
that's the prism.
Yes.
And then the moon would be,
The Moon is right here.
and there's craters in it if you can't see that, but they're
Right.
there.
Right.
Okay, very cool.
That's if you use the paints singly by themselves. If you mix the paints together, you're going to get this kind of cell growth between them. So I'm going to show you here. Do not be afraid.
No, you gotta experiment.
That's right. It's all about the experimentation here. So the incredible thing with the Moon is how fast it reacts. So if you look here, you're going to see cells popping right on the stick.
Oh wow,
Can you see that? It's already, the cells are already popping.
that's
Right
incredible.
there.
Wow.
So this is the faster reacting of the two reactive paints, is Moon.
So if you're a quick satisfaction kind of gal
You
or
want,
guy,
you want to use Moon.
take me to the moon.
So it's going to create wider cells very quickly. Now it's going to percolate. It has to be thick enough for the chemistry to create this reaction. If you brush it on with a brush and it's too thin, you're only going to see the color, but you're never going to have a reaction.
Okay.
Okay? So it needs to have that thickness in order to percolate. Now, on the edges, it's beginning to pop. There's some reaction between it and the ceramic white and the red. And then over here, can you see that over there? You've got Betrayal underneath it, and it's starting to pop through there. So by combining these, you don't want to overwork it, but you can just, combine it just a little bit. See that?
Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
That just happened right in front of my eyes.
Right? How crazy is that?
I wish that they could have seen the look on my face when that happened. I had a mouth drop moment.
Right. So there's your Moon, which is a fast reacting paint, and I've got it together. You know, here's my white. You don't always have to use white with this, because the fact that this Moon paint is reacting is creating these cells popping.
This is like a science chemistry deal going on.
It is.
You can do art and like be smart.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So now I'm going to try, let's do some of the Prism. I want to do like a really dramatic color. Let's do this dramatic vermilion color of the Prism. So the Prism is the one that creates the snakeskin-like cells, so right here. But
Okay.
don't be upset that it's like pop, 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 pop. What?
That's cool. And look how pretty that is. It really does show through. You didn't get mud.
That's right. Because the Prism, it percolates those other colors. It doesn't blend with the other colors.
Do you guys see that? That is so cool. Well, yeah, because I'm putting my camera right on it. That is really cool.
Now, the more space you give this to spread out, the bigger the cells will grow. So I've had some of the moon cells grow to about this size, about 2 inches in size, in an 18 by 24 panel. So it won't always stay small like this if you give it more room to spread out.
It has to spread out. It evolves to its environment.
Yes, and then this is going to stay tacky. Well, it's going to take about 20 to 30 minutes before you see what your design is going to look like, although it can develop up to 2 hours.
Okay.
And then it's going to begin to get a skin on it. And within 24 hours, it'll be touch dry. This was made 24 hours ago, and it's touch dry. But if I put my fingernail in it, the under part of the oil is not cured yet. So in Arizona, it should take 3 to 7 days for this to cure. And if we're in Florida, like I am, it's 7 to 10 days for it to cure. Now that doesn't mean that you can't put it up on the wall. This is cured enough that I can put it like this and nothing's going to move. As long as it's this is about a 1/16 of an inch thick. If it were very thick, I've poured a painting before, and because it was on canvas, can you see how the canvas here, it's pooling down toward the center of the canvas?
Yeah.
If this gets about 1/4 of an inch thick, it could take months to dry.
Whoa, so you really want to make sure that it's not gonna...
That's why using some sort of hard surface or panel, and that's not to say I don't do it on canvas. I do it on canvas all the time, but I would work back into this to make this thinner.
Yeah, or let it drip down. Can you let it drip down? Can you lift it up and let it drip and just...
There you go.
Oh, look at that. And that'll help it from pooling. That's so cool.
Right.
And now it looks kind of like angel wings.
It does. Look at that. And these cells are elongating, and then they're repopping because it's percolating in these areas. It's interacting. It's crazy, right?
It's really cool. It's like science.
So don't be afraid. Experiment. Sometimes, and I've been doing this a long time.
She's a pro.
Sometimes I wake up and my painting has become a background. But don't worry about that, because when these paints dry, they are not like your typical oil paints at all. They're a mixed media paint. So you can use acrylic on top of it, you can use markers on top of it, you can put resin on top of it, which a lot of people use these paints to create jewelry pieces, and then they use the doming resin over top of it. Pebeo does have resin. For instance, Pebeo's doming resin is called glazing resin. So if I wanted to create that, what looks like a domed effect on top of it, here's a piece of the resin. And the edge, you can see, is...
It's not...
Right? It's domed like
It's domed. Okay. Yeah. That's very interesting. Very cool.
So once this is dry, I can pour resin on it and then get that incredible magnifying effect.
That's awesome.
On it. But I'm a crazy mixed media painter, so
there you go.
Most of the time I put more on it. Now, something that I love is the glitter medium.
This is why I decided to go live, is because I saw the glitter.
The glitter.
I'm like, it sold me.
Everything's better with glitter. So what we have is part of the Betrayal line is a glitter medium. So it's their own glitter in the oil paint base. So I can use this now to accent the work. You'll notice that the color is slightly honey colored of the oil base that it's in. When I put it over top of the wet paint, notice because it is still quite wet, it falls down to the bottom because this is heavy. The glitter is heavy. So I'll normally wait for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and put it on, and it'll sit on top. So if you take a look at this painting over here.
Yeah, this one's amazing. Look at that.
So we put the glitter medium on later so it would sit on top instead of all falling down. There's some, I don't know if you can see this teeny tiny little line right here that I put on in the beginning to show people what happens when you put it on in the beginning.
It just sinks.
It sinks, exactly. Now, this glitter medium and the lightening medium from Betrayal can both be used as an oil-based varnish on polymer clay pieces, on your other work. If I want to add some of the glitter to a piece of acrylic work that I've been working on, here's one. So there's this incredible glittery surface. This is just acrylic paint that I put that on. So you don't have to use these only with the other oil paints. They are mixed media paints. Use them with anything. Now, if some people say, yeah, but you know, that kind of abstract look is not me. What if they say, I like something that's representational?
Okay.
Then using the Cern Relief, which is a water-based dimensional paint, I'll show you here.
Oh, you came to get the little, if you want to go and see Wendy?
Yeah.
Can you
So
give the
there
ladies
is-
the markers?
So there's a space, and it's raised up. This only takes about 10 minutes to dry. So now that it's up there, I can take this paint and put it in that space, and it will stay.
And hold its shape.
Yes. Now people ask me all the time, do I have to wait for this to dry before I put the oil paint in? And the answer is absolutely not. If you're an adventurous painter, you can just go. That's what I do all the time. Right? I hate to wait. So, but if you want to be more precise, you can create your design with this Cern Relief, and then you can wait for it to dry, and then you can fill different sections and wait for them to dry, and then you would fill a section next to this, and if it spilled over, you could wipe it up because this part would be dry already. So when I do more intricate designs, it's a process, a step-by-step process, so that I can assure that I keep the paint exactly where I want it. And
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
right. So this is a mixed media project using the liquid oil paints together with acrylic mediums. And the black lines here are the Cern Relief. Pebeo has an incredible sand texture gel, right, which is incredibly cool. So that's an acrylic product. And then once this was all, this is just painted and collaged with acrylic paints in the background. And once it was, these lines were dry, then I used these liquid oil paints I just showed you to go inside in different combinations.
How long did that class take?
It was a 3-hour class.
And that was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that was your Creativation.
So where can they find the products?
The products are available from fine art stores.
Okay.
And so you have Stick Flick and Jerry's Artarama. One of my favorite independent stores is Barbara from Joggles,
Okay.
right? Joggles.com.
Yep.
Plus, she has some amazing videos too.
She does. I know who she is.
Right?
Yes,
I
yes.
love Barbara.
And can they now? Do you have like videos for?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's my name, so Tristina DeitzArt.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom on in there. There she is. You can go follow her. Check out her videos.
Yep, and I've cleared my teaching schedule in my studio for the next 3 months. I'm just going to work on videos.
And
So,
she's out of Miami, right?
the Fort Lauderdale area.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Did you
show
have
us
any
how that
questions?
worked.
Did you say there were live questions coming in?
No, I asked as they were going through.
Gotcha. Perfect.
So that works. So
That's
thank you so
fantastic.
much. And
Thank
we're going to
you.
sign off. Bye.
All right. Bye from Pebeo and Creativation.